Malia.
We'll see how long. Shalom, Elder Dawada. London Seer 144, Shalom. That's to the sister Athena. Yeah, my Shemel Shabbat to you. And Barakathon to all you Akim and Aquaf getting on both channels, all those that are viewing and will do the lesson. As you can see, we here another evening all through the spirit of Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, God of heaven and earth. One drop. We'll see. I might have to relocate here soon. But now we're about to start. There's a few more drops coming down, but we'll go ahead and push and see. We'll see. We'll let the Most High let us know when the moon we do. We'll be right across over here. And stay with us.
Time to start speaking.
Yep. Because what it'll do will be easy. It'll be easy.
Yeah. In the transition.
All right. As always, we are the Hebrew Israelites spoken of throughout the scriptures and found in the Bible, which are the true people of God. The Most High God named being Yahweh, and the Son whose name is Yahweh Shai. We are actually his people. Those that were in Egypt, and those that were in all the different captivities by the other nations on the planet. And now our people, through the spirit of the Most High, have returned by way of truth, the elect of the nation of Israel. So we are here to gather the elect of the nation of Israel in hopes of being of that number as well. The 1/3, which the head of that is the 144,000. So we are the Hebrew Israelites, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, the indigenous people to the Americas, and so-called Negroids. They are the true people of God that make up the 12 tribes of Israel. Claim. So the Wadi Yahabashi Yahushua Kaya Harakak Wadash for the Holy Spirit and for the gift of faith Amawan to be able to go out and do the work of the Most High and to do that consistently and with faith and to endure. I don't worry about the side of the Most High, keep the spirit of endurance on us to fulfill our course and receive the prize, which is salvation. And I'm sure all you other brothers are laboring for that reason too. Shalom to the brother Ariel. Shalom, right along, and the brother Spade. So we come out, we preach repentance to our people, tell them to return to the commandments and repent or perish. That's always the message. That's always the message. But also we preach to our people the destruction of Babylon the Great, which is America. And America is going to be destroyed. And each and every day we're getting closer and closer. And we're just going to talk about current events today. But before we get started, we're going to give all praises and honor and glory to the God of heaven and earth, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. All praises be to the Most High God, Yahweh, and his Son, whose name is Yahweh Shai. And for one Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, what is truth? We pray that the Most High continue to bless you believers. We'll try to pray that the Most High continue to bless you believers, you Akim, and you Agwa. May he continue to bless you and give you the fruits of the Spirit and the ability to continue on and keep keeping on. We're gonna see if we can get our look. As soon as we do that, the wind start blowing. Honors be to the elect elders of the nation of Israel, Barakim La, Habayaf, Madabada, blessings to the house of David, which are you brothers is laboring in truth and sincerity, day in and day out. And to the Akyam, Wa Akwath, which are the brothers and sisters that also listen and believe on the glorious gospel that's being preached throughout the four corners of the earth daily. Unto you we say Shalom. Shalom meaning peace unto you. Shalom, wabarakatuh, peace and blessings from Yah, wala bakazah, and unto the end. Looks like it's not gonna do it. So it's we'll wait. We can wait and try again. That's all.
Hey, shalom to the brother. You want a thon? Shalom, Allah, barakatuh, you your household king.
Mr. Frank got the Israeli flag on there. Y'all are through.
Yeah.
Mr. Frank, y'all done.
Hey, yo,
Shalom to the brother. You want a thon?
Hey, what he say
And
right
to the
here?
sister Rebecca.
At the bottom, what he said?
Wearing your dresses, living that cold life. Okay. We understand. We understand. It's all good. So shalom to you believers. Hey, to the brother Taza Doc Baryah. Good to see you, brother. Shalom. Again to all my brothers. I've been away for a bit. I haven't seen you in a while. Y'all dealing with things. Blessings in all your households. That's right. Stay in the fight, brother. Stay in the fight. Say you're looking to see, right, who you can sift, who you can get devoured. Stay in the fight. Stay locked in. So when you find yourself drifting, just remember the words. Remember the Most High. Remember why you're in this thing. He'll bring you back. He'll bring you back. We're definitely good to see you, brother Tazadak Baryah. We'll start in 1 Thessalonians, touching on the things that's going on. So much going on in Babylon. There's protests all over, you know, the bloody land. People saying they don't want no king. And a lot of people are fed up because it's becoming untenable to be able to live in this life. Everything's so expensive. There's no morals, no character. You know, everything is destroyed and defiled. Literally everything. This BBL culture and porn culture is just, it's at its end. You know what I'm saying? Everywhere you look, it's a BBL.
BBL, man.
You know, whores, no order, no regard for the Most High. Everything's about self and about what you can get and money. That's the only thing that matters to anybody. Sex, money,
Right.
you know, and filling your own lust and desire.
Hey, shalom to the brother. Bashana, shalom, Allah, barakatuh.
And that has run its course. That's at its end. So what's going on in the world is indicative, is a reflection of what's going on. Give me Psalm 82 and 5 first. It's a reflection of what's going on actually in the spirit. It's a mirror of what's coming in the spirit. What's going on in the earth. You know, what's going on with the Israeli people and Iran, kind of going back and forth. All this is the escalation to something greater. And it's either now or later. It's either now or later. So whichever order Most High in time and prophecy going to show us, we're here to let our people know that that's what's going on. Indeed, what's going on is the end of what we currently see, which is the rule of Esau. You got out there.
Psalms 82 and verse 5.
Yeah.
They know not, neither will they understand.
And what don't the people on the earth know and the Israelites know? They don't know the truth. Go ahead.
They walk on in darkness.
They're walking in wickedness. You don't know the truth, you're going to continue to walk in sin, right? In evil, in wickedness, iniquity. You're going to continue to do that. They walk on in darkness. You got to out.
All the foundations of the earth are out of course.
Everything is upside down. So this way can't continue to keep going. You need Ecclesiastes 7 and 7 when we get going. All the foundations of the earth are out of course. The earth is it's upside down, the scriptures is telling us. And it's not hard to tell when you see how the earth is, when you see how the people are. It says in Isaiah 60, the earth is in darkness and gross darkness to people. So it's not hard to tell. But if your eyes ain't open, then you can't see that because you're blinded to what's true. Because the truth ain't there. For a lot of people, they can't receive the truth that the Most High has presented to us, like a gift, right? You got out, y'all.
Better, because that's 7 and verse 7.
Yep.
Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroy the heart.
Go ahead.
Verse 8. Better is the end of a thing.
So this thing, the rule of Esau, is better is the end of this thing. The rule of the so-called white man is we're at the end of it. It's over. It's over for him. right? It's over for the people over in our land acting like they us. It's over for them. Go ahead.
Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof. And the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit.
So the elect are better than all of you. The elect are better than all of you. Right? Shalom to the brother Kabak down here as well. And all you people on here, you know, with your insults and stuff, and the Most High he's gonna destroy you.
Yeah.
He's gonna come and rip you to pieces. He's gonna rip you to pieces. You brute beasts, you other nations, the Most High's gonna rip you to pieces. So, better is the end of a thing, and we're at the end of Esau's rule. Yep. Thus saith the words of the Lord. Yahweh Shah. Now we'll go to
I got you.
Yep.
The book of First Thessalonians, chapter 5, I start at verse 1.
Yep.
But of the times and the season, brethren, you have no need that I write unto you.
Yep.
For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the outer one is so coming as a thief in the night.
The return of Yahweh Shah is going to be like a thief in the night because most people are not prepared. Nor do they believe he's going to return. That's why it's going to be a thief in the night for 2/3 of our people and the world at large. That's why billions of people are about to die when you read in 2nd Ezra 8, the first 3 verses. Many were created, but few going to be saved. So there's no need that I write unto you. Why would the scripture say there's no need that really these epistles be written unto you? Because let's say you don't know and have all the knowledge of the scriptures or whatever, but you believe and you heard certain things or certain things are made privy to you, but you might not have the preceptual knowledge. You say, there's people that come up all the time and say, man, I know that's true. There's no need that I write unto you. Because when you hear the truth, the elect are going to hear it. Hold that. Give me 2nd Ezra 5:1. So there's no need that I write unto you. Right? Why would the scriptures be saying that? Because the believers are really already sealed. And they just have to be brought back up, brought back to the truth. Go ahead.
Book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 5, verse 1.
Meaning that at the end of the day, it's not about how much you know. It's not about how long you've been in the faith or any of that, or how many times you went out on the highways and hedges. All those are good things. But that's not how many Passovers you kept or whatever the case is. What it's about is if you are of the elect or not. If you're of the elect, you were chosen. Can't nobody unchoose you. If you chose, you can't be unchosen. Yeah. If you're not chose, you're done. A lot of these people are done. Go ahead.
2nd Ezra 5, verse 1.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, as concerning the tokens
are the signs. Go ahead.
Behold, the day shall come, that they which dwell upon earth shall be taken in a great number.
We're coming on that time. A lot of people, these people are about to be taken in a great number. And it said that the Lord comes as a thief in the night. That's how we know it. Because they're not prepared. They don't think that that's really going to happen. But they hear the men of the Lord on the internet, see them, we're the prophets of doom and gloom and all that. They don't believe that. They don't believe that it's going to actually happen. They got to see it to believe it. You know? Yep. They got to see it. Talking to the brother about it earlier. And truth of the matter is, it's like a bullet shooting a bullet. That's something that's out of this world, unfathomable. That's what Yahweh Shah returning is going to be. It's going to be like a bullet shooting a bullet out the air. They're going to have to see that to understand the gravity of what they're hearing right now, because they don't grasp it. You know? Go ahead.
Yep. Taken in a great number, and the way of truth shall be hidden.
The way of the truth is what's hidden right now. The understanding is hidden right now. Go ahead.
And the land shall be barren of faith.
There goes the point. This land, Babylon the Great, which is America, is barren of faith. This world is barren of faith. Point blank, period. No way around that. Let's double down on that. Give me Hosea 4:1. This land is barren of faith. This world is barren of faith. Meaning people don't believe in God. They don't believe in the truth. They don't believe in the words of truth. They don't believe in that. Shalom to the brother Yahweh. Shalom to you, King Yahweh. Right? Yeah. Let them know, top of Doc Part, y'all. Let them know, brother. Let them know what time it is. These heathen, it's over for them. Go ahead.
Hosea chapter 4, verse 1. Hear the word of the Yahweh, you children of Israel. For the Yahweh have a controversy with the inhabitants of the land.
Most High got an issue with the earth being run and for the demons of the earth to be ruling in wickedness. And he got a real controversy with his people who don't believe. He got a controversy. He got an issue with a lot of people, right? Go ahead.
Because there is no truth.
Because the truth ain't being promoted here. fake white man Jesus is not the truth.
Right.
The Israeli people are not the Israelites, right? The woman is not over the man, right? The tribes are not lost. The elect are returning. The 2/3 about to catch them. Jacob's trouble about to destroy a lot of people, and people are completely asleep.
Right.
Read that one more time, King.
God, continuing on. You children of Israel, for they have controversy with the inhabitants of the land,
Yeah, the Most High is angry with the wicked every day. Go ahead.
because there is no
Because
truth.
there's no truth in Babylon, the great America. There's no truth in this world. Truth ain't reigning in the earth. Go ahead.
Nor mercy,
Yep.
nor knowledge of Adonai Yahweh in the land.
So there's no truth and there's no mercy and there's no knowledge of the Most High of the land. So he got to destroy the rulers of darkness and those that are running the earth today. And he got to bring recompense and justice back to the earth. There's no, why there's no mercy. There's no justice on this earth. Righteousness is not what's in. It's never been in. And it's damn sure ain't been in since the man of sin. Because if he's the man of sin, then he would be the opposite of righteous.
Yep.
He would be Satan, right? He would be adverse.
Yep.
That's what he would be. And that's what's going on. You know, that's what's going on. But you Twilight Zone Israelites, you're gonna learn sooner than later. We go back to Thessalonians. You're gonna learn sooner than later. You Twilight Zone Israelites, you're gonna learn. It ain't hard to tell Most High's people, you know. And when you see them, in this state, you know that should be all the more reason we should be begging for Yahweh Shai to return. That should be all the more reason you should be begging for Yahweh Shai, pleading to the Lord as much as possible, as much as the Spirit will have you do. Begging and pleading for Yahweh Shai to return. That's the spirit we ought to be in. You about to say something?
Oh no.
You got it? Okay.
Yep. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 3.
Yep.
For when they shall say peace and safety.
This time has gotta be soon. We don't know when.
Right.
The scriptures will make it abundantly clear what event or a series of events is gonna trigger it. But you had millions of people protesting all over America yesterday during the Dog and Pony Show parade.
Yep.
And the 250th birthday of the Army, Trump's birthday on the same time. All of that, you had millions of people protesting. But whatever thousands they had in attendance there, you had millions protesting. So there's going to be some series of triggers of events that's going to bring peace and safety. Read 3 one more time.
1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 3. When they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction coming upon them, a travail upon a woman with child,
Yep.
and they shall not escape.
They ain't going to escape. And those that's not going to escape is those that's been set up to be destroyed. And I'll get the precept showing it. It's the book of Amos 5. You gonna get that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. They ain't gonna be able to escape. If you beat me to it, you do it. They ain't gonna be able to escape. And it says, and they shall not escape. Now the elect ain't gonna have to literally escape because they're gonna be preserved. See, the difference between barely making it and those who are gonna be trying to escape. Matter of fact, while you get that, I'll get another one coming out. And those that's trying to escape, because the difference is that black people, Steve O said, black people are not Jews or Israel. Bless y'all. Seeking God though. Okay. Okay. Right? I guess you're not black, you OJ. Right? Okay. That's cool. That's cool, my man. That's all good. I'm not gonna, they don't even garner a response. That's all right. You just lost. You don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Right? Well, whether you're Edomite or you just lost. You don't know what's going on. So we're gonna leave it at that. You got it. Okay.
Yes, book of Amos chapter 5 verse 18.
Yep.
Woe unto you that desire the day of the Yahweh. To what end is it for you? The day of the Yahweh is darkness and not light. All right, so a person that is wanting to see what the day of Yahweh Shai and knowing good and well that they have not produced any good fruit is woe unto you, destruction. Okay? Continue knowing as if a man did flee from a lion, here's the point, and a bear met him.
So for the man that just spoke, that would apply to people like that. This guy on the comment board. What is it gonna be for you? For the guy, Steve O. Said so-called black people are not, which they're not black, the Israelites is what he's speaking about.
No.
Are not Jews or Israel. Bless y'all. Bless y'all for seeking God. Okay. But the thing you don't know is this apply to people like that.
Yeah.
They're all around us. It's dead people. You see dead people walking.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And if a man did flee from a lion and the bear met him,
Yep.
or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall, and a serpent bit him. A little bit more, shall not the day of the Yahweh be darkness and not light, even very dark and no brightness in it. All right. So what? Mass destruction, mass slaughtering. Okay, not a good day. A great day for the elect, but as it says in the book of 1 Peter 4 and verse 17, the righteous shall scarcely make it. Okay, so that's how terrible and bad it's going to be. And Apostle Peter is the one that said it. The righteous shall scarcely make it. Okay, who is the head of the church? Okay, in verse 24 as well. But let judgment skip down. But let judgment run down as waters, and righteousness as a mighty stream. All right, so what? Non-stop judgment, man. All right, this is the righteous anger of Yahweh Shah. Okay.
Yep. Righteous anger, meaning it's well deserved what the Most High is about to do. Give me before we get back to Thessalonians. Give me Isaiah 13:11. It's well deserved what the Most High is about to bring to you, you infidels, you imbeciles, all you that deny the truth, all you that don't think that it matters, whether or not, whatever. I need prayer so badly. When you need to pray to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, if you are Israelite. How was your week? Sorry, I haven't been on the stream at all this past week. Church camp, through camp, you through. Nothing to say that. You've been at church. You go to church, you're done. You're done, right? You're done, and that's being nice. That's being nice. You're done, right? Just go back to church camp. Go. Matter of fact, go back to the church. If you this far in the game and you still there, most likely this ain't for you. Especially if you're not an Israelite. Most likely it's not for you. You're just in a bad way. That's not a good thing.
Yeah, you're in bad shape.
You're in bad shape. You're in real bad shape. Right? If I'm not an Israelite, I'm sorry, I'm new here, okay? I don't know if you are. I don't know. I don't know if you are. You gotta opt out.
Yeah, Isaiah 13 and verse 11. And it reads, and I will punish the world for their evil.
The Most High is coming to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their evil. That's the word there, the world there. The inhabitants of the earth, like an ointment, he says. Right. The people on the earth. He's coming to punish the world for their evil. All evil got to be repaid. The Most High is not going to excuse some or just punish the Israelites, but then the other people that's committing iniquity, as it's known, because they can't commit sin technically, but they're doing iniquity, which is just evil doing, unrighteous works. They're eating abominable foods. I was coming to camp here, as me and the brother was getting ready, I was coming to set up, and the guy was talking to his kids, and he said, yeah, a Jake man, Israelite man, they had 2 children with him. It was about 8, 9. So yeah, they said, Dad, where we going? He said, we going over to the crab shack, man. Damn. We about to have a great meal. That's what he said. Damn. You see?
Yeah.
And the one kid said, I ain't even really want to go over there. I ain't never been there. I ain't really want to go there. One kid said, that's the spirit. Yeah. Yeah. And he was like, now we about to have a great meal. Yeah. Sitting here like, wow. That's where our people are at. Yeah. No. And we understand why. It's just the fact of the matter. It's just the fact of the matter, bro. You got to opt out.
Start from the top. And I will punish the world for their evil.
God is coming to punish the world for their evil. So if you think anything different, you in the wrong spirit. God, the Most High, sending His Son to come punish the world for their evil. What?
And the wicked for their iniquity.
And He said the wicked for their what?
Iniquity.
Their evil doing. Coming to punish the world for their evil. 2/3 of you Israelites gonna get it too. And the world for their iniquity. So nobody's getting away.
Right.
Nobody can escape this. You either of the elect or you're not. And if you're not of the elect, like I always say, you can take your head, stick it between your legs, and you can kiss your ass goodbye. Go ahead.
And I will cause the arrogance of the proud to cease.
All the arrogant and proud people on earth, that's about to cease. When Jacob's trouble is here. That's the lack of food and water, known as great tribulation. Right. That's when race wars are here. Yeah, race wars are going to happen. That's in the Bible. Nation and people are going to rise up against each other. That's going to happen. Yep. You got a lot of proud Edomites, which are so-called white people, that are on the internet saying they can't wait for that. Yeah. That they be training. They train their kids at 8, 9 years old.
Guns and all that shit.
Exactly. Now, what are our people doing?
Bullshitting.
They're bullshitting.
Partying.
Yeah. Playing games. Esau's to prepare. Yeah. Now, Esau's going to ultimately fail, but the point is that that's the difference in mentality. Esau's gathered together for war. Jacob is gathered together to play. Yeah. So that's 2 different mentalities. But it's about to get serious real soon. And the men of the Lord that's out here worldwide doing this is going to be the greatest I told you so ever. But it's going to be too late. It's going to be too late. But see, the thing is, we don't fret because it's not for the majority of our people. Right? Read that one more time, King.
Yep. It says, and the wicked for the iniquity now cause the arrogance of the proud to cease, and will lay low the hardiness of the terrible.
That's right. So the Most High is about to lay a lot of people low. About to lay a lot of people low. So then the question becomes, so we say this often, well, what is going to be your plan of action? Right? What are you going to do when Jacob's trouble is here and you can't get your daily, necessities?
Yep.
What are you going to do? The scriptures tell you what the believers are going to do. But you non-believers, what are you going to do is the question. And you people that deny that God is real, Bible's antiquated, whatever. Guy on the comment board, just talking and saying nothing. What are you going to do when you can't scoff no more? What are you going to do then? What are you going to do when the men of the Lord are off the internet? What are you going to do when they out of the streets bringing the truth out? Because the scriptures tell you what's going to happen then. Yep. When you don't see the men of the Lord out here, according to the word of the Most High, that's a bad omen that He's about to unleash holy hell on this place. And Babylon the Great, the Most High hate this place. It's all in the Bible. He hate Babylon. And He proposed in his mind and his heart only to destroy. Zephaniah 3 and 8. Revelation the 18th chapter. Isaiah the 34th chapter. Isaiah the 63rd chapter. 2nd Ezra the 13th chapter. We can keep going all day. Ezekiel the 35th chapter. That's what God said He wanted to do. Right? God is angry with the wicked, we quoted earlier, every day. There ain't one day that goes by in the heavens that the Most High God who sit on the throne is looking down, thinking that this is all good. Where you got homosexuals running around, proud as hell. You got whores and sluts everywhere. The common woman, by the time she's 20 to 25, she done been with 20 to 25 men.
Yeah.
And I'm being nice. Some of them go through their whole phase where they sleep with 10 men in 1 year.
Absolutely.
You see? This is what's going on in the earth. But you got to be in a world where it's like this, where you got GMO food, fake food. The water, a lot of the water is tainted and messed up. You got to go through hell to go buy water from these. You got to get alkaline water. You got to go to Earth Fair. You got to go all over the place to get some water.
You get some plain water, it's a damn shame.
It's a damn shame, man. The air is all polluted. There's barium, aluminum in the air from the chemtrails that come. I bet you your pork chop ass never told you that. I bet you they don't get on the news. The scientists tell you that's one of the main reasons why we have a problem. Why ain't there no bees around? Why did they put out a study this year saying that there's in the millions of bees that are not around? How? Well, what happened to them? Right? What's going on? And that's causing more problems, allergies, all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Breathing problems. It's all because of who's ruling. It's all because of who's ruling. Esau's ruling. Esau's almost out of here. Got something for y'all?
Yeah.
Got it.
Just following back on what you said as far as what these scoffers going to do when the men of the Lord is taken off the scene, right? So real quick, this is the book of Matthew chapter 12, start verse 36 and 37. But I say unto you that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment. And judgment will be taking place right here in Babylon the Great, aka America, and also different places. But this will be the greatest, the greatest destruction and also the greatest deliverance of all time. Verse 37. For by thy words thou shalt be justified. All right, what you see, the men on the highways and hedges, what you'll call street teaching. Okay, and by thy word thou shalt be condemned. That will apply to what the scoffers. Regardless if you are 2/3 or if you are heated, it doesn't matter. All right, all is going to be put down. And when we go to the word condemn, it is pretty much meaning what? Judgment. And once again, judgment will be taking place in Babylon the Great, also known as America. Okay.
And there's no way you can stop that because the whole Bible talks about how Babylon will be destroyed in the last days. It will be the ruling nation on the earth that will come down in the last days. It'll be reigning over the kings of the earth, and the nations will be committing fornication. You go into that. It ain't going into literal. It's going into spiritual fornication, which is causing them to take on the philosophies of devils and the doctrines of devils and demons. And that's what goes on in Babylon. Enchantment and wickedness. You can be a devil worshiper. Yeah, you could be whatever you want to be.
Yeah,
you could be any kind of weirdo here, and it's accepted. It's accepted. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Your son can grow up and become a winner like Dwayne Wade's son that just graduated.
Yeah,
calling his son by a female name. But this man got a whole penis. This just don't even make sense.
Right.
But look like it could be a female.
Yeah.
Well, what's going on? How they got something called chicks with dicks?
Yeah.
What's that about?
In the Philippines, no, that's
yeah.
Come on.
They even got it here.
Yeah.
Look like a whole live woman, like that woman there, but got a thing.
Yeah.
You see? What's really going on?
Yeah.
Like, This is where we are on earth. We got little children here. And those aren't jakes I don't perceive right there. You know, like they eat line. But it don't, the fact of the matter is this is what is becoming normal. This is what's becoming normal. This is what's being pushed normally.
That Saucy Santana.
The Saucy Santana.
Bragging about a BBL.
Men getting BBL.
Yeah, it's wild.
Man with a beard, with handbags on.
Yeah.
With Birkin bags.
Yeah.
With nails.
Hell.
What's going on with this thing, this new revolution with men painting their fingernails? All over the place. In the entertainment, in the, you know, football players, basketball, movie star, painting their nails. What did that become a thing? What's really going on?
Yeah.
But most people, we read earlier, are asleep. They're asleep. Because God put them asleep. God put them asleep. Yahweh, the Most High. But a lot of you people don't know the name of the Most High, but you're going to learn soon who God is. Who the God of heaven and earth is. Yahweh and his son, Yahweh Shah. And his son being a so-called black man who you call Jesus Christ. If you read the Bible, he's a black man with woolly hair and dark skin. Right? Skin darker than mine, like Wesley Snipes. Darker than Wesley Snipes. A real melanated man with a woolly afro. And the Most High God, who people call God, Yahweh, he looked the same. Because Yahweh Shah said, you have been so long with me, Philip, and you don't know that if you've seen me, you've seen the Father. Yep. So what's confusing? The angels are melanated. What's confusing about that? Nothing's confusing about that. The man of sin is just ruling on the earth. And he's caused, the greatest thing he's done is caused deception to reign in the earth, mistruths, and lies.
Yep. And just to back you up real quick, it's not a hard concept, but once you understand that Israel was in the land of Egypt, no matter how you slice it, that's Egypt is Africa.
Yep.
And they look very similar to you know, to those Egyptians, which are nothing but, you know, Hamites.
Yep.
From different tribes.
They would have had to, because hold on. Why then Moses? Why when you go to the Ten Commandments, why does Moses look like the man that's sitting here? That's a white man. Why does Moses look like that? Charleston Heston. Yeah. That don't make sense.
Doesn't make sense.
Moses, when he found out when Moses took leprosy from him to show him, he showed him a sign, a wonder, a token. He put his hand back in his bosom, and he pulled it. He pulled it out, and it said he didn't have no color on his skin. Yep. He was terrified. The guy, and the Most High said, "Put your hand back in your bosom." And then Moses was like, "Ooh,
Moses' sister,
Miriam."
Yeah.
He took all of her leprosy. He took all of her melanin from her. She was a leper. She had to be separated from the camp. So how? Come on, and then gave it back to her. It's not making sense. It's not making sense. Why? Because the man of sin has been ruling. You got something to bring up.
Yeah, this is 2nd Hedges, chapter 15, and I'm going to start at verse, let's get to the point, verse 6. It says, for wickedness have exceedingly put the whole earth.
I was just thinking about
and their hurtful works are fulfilled. All right, for wickedness have exceedingly put the whole earth. All right, and the man that is what? The man that is ruling is who? The so-called white men, the so-called Caucasians, the Edomites.
Yep.
All right, those are the ones that are forefront of pushing what wickedness.
Yep.
Okay.
That's why you see a guy like Donald Trump with that dog and pony show yesterday, doing all that while this protest is going on because Esau's ruling. Esau's like, look, Esau don't give a damn about none of you tribes. Right? He want to rule forever, but he's not going to. Why? Because, matter of fact, let's show why he's not going to rule real quick before we get back to it. Yeah. Give me Psalm 73, start at verse 3. Yep. Let's show why Esau's not going to rule perpetually. He believes he is. He calls it manifest destiny, which he believes that God gave him the right to go into earth and to do experimentation like the Tuskegee experiment, the smallpox and the blankets he put on the natives of the land. Yep. Right, to go in and genocide the people, to go and to oppress a man in his house and his heritage. See, what God gave Esau, the so-called white man, is the gift of the sword. Yep. Meaning death. It says death and hell follows this man. He's known as the beast man of the earth. He's known as the wicked of the earth. He gave him that blessing. And that mighty sword is what Esau got. And that's the issue people have and don't understand, is that it's not that Esau's so powerful, is he got the gift of the sword, which is technology. And that's got people mesmerized on the earth. Why? How do we know that? Well, Revelation the 13th chapter tells us that. That's how we know that what we're saying is accurate. We ain't saying that the Bible ain't saying. Anything we say, we haven't been gainsaying nor resist. We have scientists come out here, want to be theologians. They can't debunk what we're saying. They can't say what we're saying is a lie. Because we can back up what we're saying. With all the books, they see a Negro would think that he's not educated, right? Because he didn't go to some prestigious university. Yeah. But none of them can come out here and debunk what we're saying. No. Saying that what we're saying is a lie, that we're not the children of Israel or the Israeli people over there are the people. God said that when the children of Israel be in the land, there will be no what? No war. Why is there war going on in the Holy Lands right now? Yep. Why is Iran and Israel fighting each other?
As we speak.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And that's been going on with all of his neighbors, right?
what's the president name of the Egyptians back in the 1950s? He said that they left here black, became here white. I've got his name.
His name is Gamal Abdul Nasser.
Yeah.
Why? Well, how did he know that in 1950? Right. He said you Jews in the land will never be accepted because you left
here white.
You left here black and came back white. That's kind of interesting. How could you leave black and come back white? Oh, 1917, 1948, you were put in the land. That's what he was talking about.
Absolutely.
So these are things that the everyday person don't know, but it's a fact. So we here to give the whole skinny. We ain't holding back nothing.
You want Psalm 73?
Yep, we'll start 3. And the water to the brother Shagar for handling it, letting you know that purple and blue goes into those that are royal. Yep.
Yeah, this is Psalm 73 and verse 3. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked.
You saw the prosperity of the wicked. The wicked is who's prospering here in the last days. The wicked is also known in Psalm the 37th chapter as a green bay tree. Right? The wicked is prospering on the earth. The wicked is prospering on the earth. So if you was a person of inquiring minds, you will be trying to find out then, well, the wicked is prospering on the earth. Well, then who is the wicked?
Right.
Just look at who's prospering on the earth. Job 9:24 says what? The earth is given into the hand of who?
The wicked.
The wicked is who's ruling the earth. That's how you would know. 2 Ezra 6:9, because Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. So Esau will be ruling here at the end of this age, this world. Go ahead.
Yep, Psalm 73 and verse 3. Verse 4. For there are no bands in their death.
Go ahead.
But their script is firm. They are not in trouble as other men.
And why is their strength firm? There's no bands in their death. Because they pass down their prosperity unto their babies. That's called generational wealth. Now, how did the so-called white man get generational wealth?
Yeah.
Well, he got it on the backs of slavery. You can try to go around it. It's simple to know. And who were the first commodities on Wall Street?
Jakes.
Oh, they were selling so-called black men, Hispanic, and Native American men. That's who they were selling. Right? So those are just facts.
Yeah.
Look at any of your Fortune 500 companies or whatever. The majority of them were established because there was money put behind them because they had slaves for 400 plus years.
JP Morgan, all of that shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Free labor. All of your big banks, free labor. Now think about that.
Yeah.
Think if you had a people in servitude and slavery for 400 years straight, and all of their children, you never paid them a dime. They never got any reparations.
None.
Or anything. Will you be able to amass a great amount of wealth in a great kingdom?
Absolutely.
How could you not?
Yeah.
It's like the game being rigged, and you can't lose.
Can't lose.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. So it's all simple, but it's plain unto the holy and simple black unto the wicked. Those that can't get it, you're not supposed to get it. You got to
Absolutely. Continuing on, they are not in trouble as other men.
Yep.
Neither are they plagued like other men.
Esau ain't plagued like other men. It's gonna be a difference.
Right.
When you go to Esau, go to South Charlotte.
Right.
Go out here to Lake Norman. Go to them. Go out here to Waxhaw and see some of the houses out there.
Valentine.
Read that again. Valentine. Go out there and see how they living. Read it again.
They are not in trouble as other men.
God's telling you how you would know who the wicked is. They ain't in trouble like the rest of the regular men, right? Because they live in prosperity and wealth. Go ahead.
Neither are they plagued like other men.
And they're not plagued like other men.
Right.
Hey, if you get pulled over, I rarely do because I try to do what I got to do.
Yeah.
But the times I have, my heart pounding, and I'm praying to the Most High.
Yeah.
I'm calling somebody.
Yeah.
Hey, they stay on the phone with me because I couldn't. I might not make it home. You
Yeah.
see? You think Esau's where I've seen Edomites, so-called white people, get out the car and cuss the police out and all kind of stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
You know? Like, what the hell are you doing? You talking to me? I'm a citizen. See, you Israelites, you ain't citizens here because you're strangers here. This is Esau's ruling this land. You call yourself an American, you're not counted as American. You think Donald Trump is talking about you niggas when he's talking about Americans? No, he's not talking, including you. Right? He's not including you. You're not truly an American.
Talking about the good old boy.
Yeah. It's clear.
Yeah.
But to the average everyday Israelite in the world, they think that this American experiment is all about coming together and being one and all of that. That's never gonna happen because God don't want it. How about that? Now go to you got some.
No, I'm gonna make a quick point because you had like Martin Luther King that was pushing that, but then at the tail end of his life, he said, "Well, I let my people into a burning house."
Yep.
Yeah, just realized it. You know what I'm saying? So,
see, boom, the Spirit gave him that, and then the Most High took him on out the way because he was a false prophet.
Yep.
Now we're going to 75. So this is Psalm 73. They ain't in trouble like other men, right? They live in prosperity. Like I said, go to the places we named here. Anywhere in America, you can go and you can see the difference between Esau and you can see the difference between you Israelites. You in the barrios, the ghettos, the projects.
Yep.
You know, you barely making it. You go out to Esau's neighborhood, he looking good. Hey, the area even different. Go walk out there and go see.
Yep.
Go see how it is. And why is it like that? Because God set it up that way. Because you're rebellious, you're stiff-hearted, you don't want to come back to serving him. You think that you can assimilate Esau's culture. Why would he ever have you be equal or greater than him?
No.
He would never do that. That doesn't even make sense.
Even with the black blue light, like they still look down on you, Jay.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
That's a joke.
It's a joke.
It's a joke. You can't never sit at the table with Esau
Nah.
and these billion and trillionaire families. Come on, man. Yeah, trillionaire families too.
Yeah.
Rothschilds, you know,
Yeah.
Gettys, DuPonts, Rockefellers, them type, yeah, real money. Real money. Go ahead.
Old money right there.
Old money.
Psalm 75 and
Then we'll go right to 4 and 5. Yep. Yes, sir.
Psalm 75 verse 4. I say unto the fools, deal not foolishly,
Another way the Most High identifies Esau as being a fool, right? Go ahead.
and to the wicked lift not up the horn.
The wicked. To the Edomites, the wicked, don't lift up your horn. Horn, we know, is symbolic of power.
Yep.
Just because I gave you power don't mean that you can go and do whatever you want to do. Go ahead.
Continuing on, verse 5. Lift not up your horn on high.
Yep.
Speak not with a stiff neck.
And so what has he done with his power? He's become proud. With his power, instead of trying to clean the water up and the air up and to do things that anybody that's got this level of technology and understanding, instead of doing good things to the earth, he went and proliferated war on the earth. The ICBM, Oppenheimer. This is what they have contributed to the earth.
Got Bill Gates talking about blocking out the damn sun.
Bill Gates want to block out the sun. Now who
Right.
what sense does that make?
None.
That's why the Lord called him a fool, right?
Fool.
That's foolish stuff to say.
Yeah.
And then they're trying to advocate for why it would be a good thing to block out the sun. How could that be a good thing? How? It makes no sense. So the Lord said to the fools, deal not foolishly. Right? Don't be arrogant, don't be proud. Because God hates what more than anything? Pride. Go ahead.
Verse 6. For promotion coming from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south.
Promotion don't come from the east, the west, and the south. What is this telling us? By people on the earth that's ruling. So although Vladimir Putin is a powerful man, hey, he's in his position because God wanted him to be there. How do we know that? Because Proverbs 21:1 says the Most High is controlling the hearts of the kings of the earth. Donald John Trump is the president because the Most High wanted him to be there. Lord willing is so that the button can be pressed and we can get out of here. Right? So that nuclear war can come about. That's how the children of Israel are going to get out of here. They're elect. Who the Most High is concerned with. 2/3 of you Israelites, the Most High is not concerned with you because you ain't concerned with him. Right. See, God ain't who you thought he was when you heard about him in Sunday school growing up. You know, that ain't the God of the Bible that you was told about. The men of the Lord is telling you truly how the Most High is. Go ahead.
Continuing on. Continuing on. It says, but God is the judge. I don't want Yahweh is the judge. He put it down one and set it up another.
God puts down who he wants to be taken away, and he set up who he wants to rule. That's the proof of it. Right? You read?
Verse 8. For in the hand of the Yahweh there is a cup.
So you got to remember the Most High, and he got a cup in his hand. Let's see, this is a metaphor. Let's see what this cup is.
And a cup, so like it, and the wine is red.
And the wine in the cup that the Most High has, this wine is red. Go ahead.
And it is full of mixture. It pour out the same, but the dregs thereof, all the wicked of the earth, shall wring them out.
The dregs, the bitter part of it, all the wicked of the earth, starting with Esau, and all you nations, right, that have oppressed the Most High's people, y'all got to drink the cup. And it ain't nothing good in the cup. Go ahead.
And drink them, but I would declare forever, I would sing praises to the Adonai Yahweh of Jacob.
And that's what the believers are doing. We're singing praises to the God of Jacob, Yahweh, the Most High.
Yep.
We call on Yahweh. We ain't calling on fake white man Jesus. That's a lie. It's a farce.
Yep.
Right? The Lord didn't look like that, and that was not his name, according to the Bible. Well, it says Jesus in the Bible. Going back to the Torah, the scriptures were originally written in Hebrew. Going back to ancient Hebrew. So hold on. When the Lord was speaking to the Apostle Paul in Acts 26 chapter, he said, It says he was speaking of Paul in the Hebrew tongue.
Yep.
So how is it we're reading it in English? So we had to learn and go back to get an understanding of the Hebrew language. So that we can call on the names of the Lord. We can know how to pray to him, our God. Because the Bible says we would go back to that in the book of Zephaniah, the 3rd chapter.
Yep.
And matter of fact, I'll let you get what you get. I'm going to bring Zephaniah for you. So we would go back to that. That's what the scriptures say. It would happen in the last. Let's see if the scriptures say that. We would go back. We would go back to the Hebrew tongue. Because we are the Hebrew Israelites. So it's over. The games are over. Zephaniah 3:9. For then will I turn to the people a pure language. Pure language. In the Hebrew, that's tahar. The Lashawan tahar, the pure tongue. The holy language. Kodash is holy. Right? So the holy tongue, the Kodash, Lashawan. Lashawan Kodash. Zephaniah 3:9. For then will I turn to the people a pure language, that they may all call upon the name of the Lord to serve him with what consent. Because people call God different things right now.
Yep.
And his son, different things. You say, well, it's Jehovah. It's Yahusha.
Yep.
Yeshua.
Sure.
And on the west coast of Africa, I know a lot of people from there, they say Yesu. They say Yesu. They call on Jesus.
Yahweh.
Yahweh. You
Jehovah.
see? Jehovah, all these different names. The Lord said, let me read it again, Zephaniah 3:9. For then will I turn to the people of pure language, that they may, it says, all call upon the name of the Lord to serve him with one consent. So the believers got that here before the destruction comes, before Jacob's trouble comes, before hell breaks loose. The believers got that, and the ones that are waking up are receiving it. The rest, for the Most High, it ain't for everybody. The scriptures tell you the name of the Lord is dreadful amongst the heathen. So it definitely ain't for them. That's how the Most High works. Got something? We'll go back to Thessalonians. So that's what's going on. That's what time it is. This is all about the elect gathering. And all you scoffers on the comment board, the moderators, I see you dealing with them. People saying, bro, we are all just people. Relax a little.
It doesn't work like that.
Right? You guys have a lot of hate in you. I hope you can. There's a lot of hate in the earth.
Yeah.
What do you call, I want for this guy that's speaking here, and we got a lot of hate in us. And any of you on these comment boards, what do you call buck breaking? When the slave masters,
Yep.
right, and the taskmasters were violently raping men and women on the plantations, doing that for hundreds of years. What do you call that? Throwing our children to alligators. What do you call that love? The Lord said in the curses that be on our people, that your enemies, he will send you to a nation that you would not know, and that this nation, this nation of people that is, would hate you. That's how we would know. We would be hated. The curses that will be on our people.
It's for a sign.
It's for a sign and a wonder. So, to know. So do you call that love? Do you call it today when you see stories like Sandra Bland, Tamir Rice, just to name some names, Eric Garner, names like who's my man that put the knee on his neck, the guy that put the knee on his neck?
Damn, he just died too.
George Floyd.
George Floyd, yeah.
This goes on all the time.
Yeah.
It goes on all the time. Do you call that love? Or do you call that love? Oh, you guys got hate in you. Well, the Bible tells you that God hates you. King David said that, do I not hate those that hate thee? I hate them with a perfect hatred.
Right.
Right. So you people just don't know what's going on. If you think that this is about love, what's going on in the earth, you got it in your dang mind.
Oh, you brought that.
The land of Gaza. Did a lesson on it not long ago, some months. They said about 75 to 80% of the structures in the land of Gaza, which is where the Palestinians live, are destroyed. The people are not even in the land.
See?
Would that be love or would it be hate?
That's hate.
I'm trying to understand what's going on. It's not registering. It's not making sense. You see?
Yep.
You got it, huh?
Yeah, real quick. This is Romans 13 and verse 10.
Yep.
It says, "Love worketh no ill to his neighbor. Therefore, love is the fulfilling of the law." All right. So how is it love when someone is doing something very violent towards you? All right. Stealing your land, raping your women, as the elder just said, butt breaking, so on, so on. All right. There's plenty of examples of showing what hatred towards this particular people, and there's no other way around it.
Over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Give me Obadiah 1 and 10. You want to talk about you guys got hate in your heart? We can't truly be racist. You guys are really not. You know why we can't? because we don't have, the people don't know the meaning of words. We don't have the power to actually go and, to our enemies, go and institutionally or in any way, shape, or form in a society, oppress them.
No.
We can't go redline them like they did us.
No.
Right? We can't go and
Okay.
actually, no, you're good. We can't go and actually oppress them and take away the power that they have and subject them to our way of living. So these people don't know what's going on. Y'all don't know what's going on. We lost. And that's okay, because we're here to let you know before the Most High judge you, before he brings judgment on the earth. Before the Most High brings judgment on earth, the word is going out.
Absolutely.
That's Matthew the 24th chapter, the 14th verse. You got it, brother.
All right, also shalom to the brother Nathan. Shout out that one. Shalom.
Shalom, King. Shalom, brother.
Shalom. Obadiah 1 and verse 10.
Yep.
For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, Yahweh, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever.
You're going to be cut off forever. Read it one more time.
Obadiah verse 1 in verse 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob.
Talking to Esau the whole chapter. Obadiah is talking about that. They'll never read this to you in church. Because the violence against your brother Jacob, and if they do, they ain't going to tell you who Esau and who Jacob is, according to the Bible, according to history, anthropology, and scholarship. Read it one more time.
For thy violence against thy brother Jacob.
God, remember the violence that Esau did to Jacob. The 12 tribes. Right. Go ahead.
Shame shall cover thee.
Shame is going to cover you, Esau. Go ahead.
Thou shalt be cut off forever.
Forever. Meaning you never going to rule again. This is it. This is the swan song for you, Esau.
Yeah.
This is it.
It's the last dance.
This is the last dance. Yeah. Ain't going to be no more after this. The music about to stop.
Yeah.
It's over. So that's what the Most High said. And to the guy that said, here goes another one. The brother just showed you what love was. He said, love your neighbor. He said, we just had a black president, Mr. No Institutional Power. So imagine this.
Yeah.
That shows you that a president is a figurehead. A president is a figurehead. Who's really actually the engine behind the country running? The people that got money.
Yes.
Why do you always see Bill Gates and guys like Elon Musk, guys like Donald Trump, whose family gets getting crazy rich with him being in office? The country is getting poor, but his family is getting rich all over the world. How is it that the people that you see speaking up and the ones that's pushing public policy and things like that, and then the ones you don't see behind the line?
Yeah.
How is it that things are moving in a way not just with a figurehead or a government, but the people that got money? When Warren Buffett say something, people gonna listen.
Yes.
Right? Because he got that brand. Right. When Mark Zuckerberg speak, people gonna listen. The Bible tells you that. When a rich man speak, everybody holding his tongue. Whether he's righteous or wicked or whether he's promoting whatever, they're gonna still listen to him. So that's who's actually running things. The president, my friend, is merely a figurehead. If you have any understanding, you can look into that and find out that's just the case.
Yeah.
He's just a figurehead, and his powers are limited. That's why people are saying they don't want kings right now.
Yeah.
They're protesting. His power is really limited. Really, it's 3 branches of government.
Yeah.
That proves that his power is limited. So, so once again, that Hamid Obama that they put in there, once again, he wasn't for pushing for the Israelites. He was against that.
Right.
Hey, it was a movie that was done about him where they had a scene of him coming up on the Israelites when he was in college.
See?
You see? And he was like, oh, you guys are this and the third, da, da, da. So the whole thing of that is that, once again, who's running the country are the people that got the names and they got billions after their names. That's who's running the country.
And they got to think how shadow government.
A shadow government.
Yep. So
who's really also known as the Illuminati.
Illuminati.
That just means the families, the rich, so-called royal families is running things. Like the royal family over in England.
Yes.
You want to know the kind of money they got? That's real money. The Carnegies, Rockefellers. Look these names up. The DuPonts, the Gettys. Look, these people are who's ruling the world. Let's say we ain't making this up. This is real stuff. Yep. Just look it up. Definitely a tear. Yep. Just look it up. That's who's running America. That's who's running the world. Right. So that don't have nothing to do with nothing. What you talk, that was a nothing burger. Yes, no calories in it, no nutrition. That was a nothing burger. You can just get off of here, right?
God, real quick, this from the brother Kabashana, Psalms 5 and verse 4, also down to verse 6. It said, "For thou art a power that hath pleasure." It said, "For thou art not a power to have pleasure in wickedness. Neither shall evil dwell with thee. Thou foolish shall not stand in thy sight. Thou hatest all workers of iniquity. Hated all works of what? Iniquity. Speaking about who? Esau, Edom. Iniquity is what? Continual sin. Thou shalt destroy them that speak leasing. The Yahweh will abhor the bloody and deceitful man. All right, and the bloody man is who? The so-called caveman, the so-called Caucasian man. All right, who's known as Esau, Edom, his biblical name. Okay, he's gonna be what? Put down, destroyed for all the wickedness he has done. And we just grabbed in the book of Obadiah 1 and verse 10 for a violence against Jacob.
Let's show this talking about Esau. Give me two. First one, give me Psalm 140 to add to the brother. We're not just talking and saying something that we think or our emotions or somebody's posting something. We're gonna tell you what the scriptures are saying.
Absolutely.
Whether they're here or forbidden. It doesn't matter. The truth is going out. And the believers are on the comment boards all around the world, learning, growing in faith, grace, and understanding. That's who this is about. Not for whoever don't like what we're saying or whatever. It's not for you to like it.
Yeah.
Right? And it's a saying in the world, the truth hurts.
Yeah.
Because it's the truth. People like lies. Well, Lord said, our people said, speak unto me lies, speak unto me smooth things, prophesy deceit. People in general don't like to hear the truth. They don't like to hear that. Go ahead, you got it.
Psalm 140.
Yep.
And
Talking about who the evil are.
Yep, Psalm 140 is the Psalm of David. I'll start verse 1. It said, deliver me, O Yahweh, from the evil man.
The evil man. So this is talking about the evil man. Let's find out who the evil man is. Go ahead.
Preserve me from the violent man.
From the violent man. Well, who's the violent man? Go ahead.
Which imagine mischiefs in their heart. Continually are they gathered together for war.
The man has been conquering the world. They gather together for war. The man of war. Go ahead.
Right. Continuing on. They have sharpened their tongues like a serpent.
Yep.
Adder's poison is under their lips.
Hey, that shows you today that's going back, when you read about the garden, that the wicked, the serpent, they ain't talking about an actual snake. Wasn't talking to Eve and all. No, it's talking about a man on the earth that moves like a snake. See?
Yeah.
Talking about a man on earth that moves like a snake. That most of the time when you run up on the snake, hey, the times I've seen snakes in my backyard, it was a shock. I was walking back to do something, cut the grass or whatever.
It's about to point.
It was like, oh man,
Yeah.
that's how this man is. All of a sudden, boom, Esau be on your stuff. Go ahead.
Keep me, O Yahweh, from the hands of the wicked.
That's the hands of the wicked. That's what I want.
Yeah.
Now give me. So it says the evil man, the violent man, the mischief maker on the earth, and then it says the hands of the wicked. Now give me Malachi 1 and 4. The evil man, he's known as the evil man, the violent man, the man of mischief, and we're gonna find out who this man would be. Is it just anybody that does evil on the earth, or is it an actual designation of people in the Bible that has been identified as the wicked? Let's find out. Go ahead.
Malachi 1 and verse 4.
Yep.
Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build a desolate places.
Edom, the Edomites. Once again, Edomites, also known, another term for them are the Idumeans.
Right.
They go by white people today, European, Caucasian. Caucasian means cave dweller. Go ahead.
Thus said the Yahweh of hosts,
This is what God said. Go ahead.
they shall build, but I will throw down.
The Edomites are going to build, but he's going to throw down whatever they build. Go ahead.
And they shall call them the border of
They
wickedness.
shall call them the what?
The border of wickedness.
Wherever the Edomites are at, they are the wicked. They're the border of wickedness. Go ahead. So America is a land in the Bible that's known as a land of great wickedness, the border of wickedness. That's why you got transgenders running around here.
Yeah.
I just saw a thing the other day on YouTube. A guy that's a cop, can't remember where he was at. He was a Northern Kingdom brother. I think he was either Dominican or something.
Okay.
He met this person he thought was a woman. It was a chick with a dick.
Yeah.
He came back home with her,
Damn.
and then the thing pulled out and had a whole package. He went and beat the
Yeah.
and all no.
Oh, he didn't blow it up?
No.
Oh, okay.
He almost.
Yeah.
He said he was about to.
Yeah.
And he was a police officer. He was an off-duty sheriff. You see what I'm saying? And he went crazy. He lost it.
Yeah.
Because but this is what's being promoted. That this is okay.
Yeah.
This is okay to. So that shows you who's ruling. Because as the ruler is, the Bible says, so are the people. So if the people are bugged out and doing this kind of stuff, and that's acceptable, then that shows you that the earth is being run in wickedness, not in righteousness. Read it again.
Malachi 1 and verse 4.
Yep.
As Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build a desolate places.
And so this during the time of the Renaissance, going back to the time of the Renaissance, they returned and said that's what Renaissance means, the rebirth of the white man's power on the earth. That was during the Renaissance, because the Dark Ages he wasn't ruling.
Right.
Go ahead.
Thus said the Yahweh of hosts.
This is what God says. Yahweh.
Yup. They shall build.
They gonna build. They gonna have power on the earth because I gave them power to punish you. They gonna build. Go ahead.
Yep. But they, build, and that's a place that does say the Yahweh post. They shall build, but I will throw down.
God say He gonna throw down whatever they build. Go ahead.
And they shall call them the border of wickedness.
Esau is known as the border of wickedness.
And the people against whom Yahweh have indignation forever.
Indignation, righteous anger forever. So God said He got righteous anger against the Edomites forever. Let's find out why a little bit more. Give me Psalm 97:10. Why would God have righteous anger against them? Why would He have hatred and anger? I thought that in the church they taught that God loved. Oh, He's only love. Right?
But then they'll read about Noah in the flood.
Right.
Was that love? Was that love?
God was talking about love earlier.
Yeah.
Him on here.
Yeah.
Was that love when God flooded the whole earth?
Was it love?
Was that love?
When He destroyed Egypt?
Was that love? Sodom and Gomorrah?
Was that love?
That was hate.
That's hate, man.
That's how you know it was hate. God, in Genesis 19 chapter, He didn't just destroy Sodom and Gomorrah, He destroyed the surrounding cities as well.
5 neighbor cities.
Come on, man.
Yep.
That ain't love. Go ahead. You got it. That's not love.
Yeah, you was going for Psalm 97?
Yeah, Psalm 97:10.
Yeah, I got you. Psalm 97 in verse 9.
10.
No, 10 on Psalm 97.
Give me 98.
98? Okay, no. Okay. God, I see it. Yep. Psalm 97 verse 10. You that love Yahweh hate evil.
You that love the Lord, do what?
Hate evil.
Do what?
Hate evil.
So anyone that loves God would hate evil. We're going to find out what evil is. Go ahead.
He preserved the souls of His saints.
Yep.
He delivered them out of the hand of the wicked.
Oh, He going to deliver. We just established the wicked, the border wickedness is the Edomites. So you that love the Lord, you're going to hate evil.
Right.
And anybody that's doing evil and wickedness. Give me 1 John 3:4. What is evil? What is wickedness? You that love God, you're supposed to hate evil. So that shows you the majority of people here that calls themselves Christians, which they ain't no followers of the anointed. That's what Christians mean. Followers of the anointed. Followers of the anointed would be keeping the laws of God. That's what it means to be a follower of the anointed. Is to keep the laws. So if you're an Edomite and you say that you're a Christian or you believe in God and all of that type of stuff and God is in your heart, you will be keeping God's laws. That's what people don't do. Keep God's laws. They eat abominable food, shrimp, lobster, pork, all that type of stuff. They say everything is better with bacon. They promote a world where you can just do whatever you want to do. And somehow God is just going to say, you know what, I forgive you and it doesn't matter. You can do what you want to do. Let's see if that's according to Scripture.
1 John 3 and verse 4.
Yep.
Whosoever committed sin, transgressed also the law.
Yep.
For sin is the transgression of the law.
So hold on. God said in Psalm 97:10, you that love the Lord, you hate evil.
Yep.
Right? So sin means to break God's laws. Right? So those that willfully do that and promote that, then you're supposed to hate them according to God. Because that's in the Scriptures. You're supposed to hate them according to God. King David said that.
Yep.
He said that hate. Do I not hate those, once again, that hate me? So we hate what God hates. He hates wickedness and evil, and He hates the wicked.
Yep.
So we hate that too. Why is that such a bad thing? You see, people get all amazed when they start hearing this, when they see the KKK or these guys. They're in the right spirit. The KKK is in the right spirit.
Yeah, because they for their people.
They for their people. What's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with that.
They're in the right spirit.
Yeah.
When you hear a white man say, nigger, that's in his heart.
Yeah.
God said that's in his heart.
That's in His heart, man.
You see, so we don't get perplexed by that. That's like God said that's how it would be.
Because once you understand that you are behind enemy's lines,
It makes perfect sense.
then you understand what time it is.
You didn't come over here on a Carnival cruise.
No.
You didn't come over here on the Sovereign of the Seas. You came over here on slave ships.
Yeah.
Right? And whether you think that you're free or not or whatever, Juneteenth about to come. So, you know, that's a Negro holiday.
Yeah.
Where they gonna do the profession to be
Have all
free.
this
They gonna have those
stuff,
stupid little flags. How are you free? How?
Not pay your taxes, man.
Yeah. See if you're free.
Yeah.
Just pick up and just go wherever you want to go and just, you know, and don't have a passport. You can't even get out of the country without a passport.
Nope.
And they can actually withhold that. Hey, the first Trump president, he was blocking people from coming or going out the country at one time.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, you're not free, man. Stop. Go ahead.
All right, you want a bit more? 1 John 3.
No, that was good. Sin is transgression of God's laws.
Yep.
So the evil, the wicked don't promote God's laws. So that shows clearly who that is today. Yep. Right? That's Esau, the border of wickedness, the man of sin. He's on the earth and he's ruling. Whether you know it or not, whether you believe it or not, it doesn't matter. He's still on the earth and he's ruling. Yep. And the men of the Lord are calling him out. You see? The men of the Lord are calling him out. Got anything?
Yeah, real quick. Sirach 12 and verse 6. It said, for the Most High hated sinners. All right, as far as saying what? If someone is doing something contrary to Yahweh Shemel Shai, All right, continue in the way of sin. We know do what is hated. According to Psalms 97 verse 10. For the Most High hated sinners and will repay vengeance unto the ungodly and keep it a dim against the mighty day of their punishment. All right, which is ultimately what? Eternal fire, the lake of fire that we shot off from Russia and any other countries that have nuclear capabilities. Okay.
That's right. Okay. All right. Take care. Take care. You know, I got to listen to about 25, 30 minutes.
It's about 30 minutes.
Right? It is what it is.
Yeah.
Now, for this guy here, when we get a few more precepts and keep moving, this guy keep just talking, right? Most of us white people don't hate you, bro. Okay. Now, the thing that we would say to things like that, and here's the one I really wanted, an example of evil, spreading hate against everyone who was born with a certain skin color. It's not about a skin color.
No.
It's about a bloodline. People, the border of wickedness is a people on the earth that are, God says, is the wicked. Caucasian actually refers to a geographic location. Why don't you go to etymology and go look up, go look it up, and go look into the word Caucasian, and go see if that's true. Just look it up, Esau, and see if it's true. So that is the cave dweller. Esau, the Caucasian, the Idumean is the cave dweller, because it tells you that thou that dwellest in the cleft of the rock. When you go into the book of Obadiah, when you go into rock, in the cleft of the rock, it tells you. It speaks about the Edomites. It actually tells you that. When you look it up, you go down into the lexicon, the Hebrew lexicon. It tells you, when it says cleft of the rock, it's saying the Edomites directly. That's what it's talking about. And they talking about all people. And the Edomites were the ones that went up in the mountains, the Caucasians. That's why they're called that, because they were in the Caucasus Mountains. So you're wrong again. You're wrong again, so. Right? You're wrong again. These brothers got some fire on here too. You know? Even though, yeah, we can be so. Even though you hate me for being white, I love you guys. Hope you have a good night. Well, it's not about being white.
Yeah.
That's not what this is. It's about being an Edomite. If you're an Edomite, God hates you. If you're an Edomite, God said he hates the Edomites. It says the same thing in Romans 9. That's what God said. So this is not about that. It's about we hate Psalm 97 and 10 once again, what God hates. That's what a righteous man would how he would feel. Because he would be on the Most High's time.
Yeah, this is, we can start from the bottom.
We can go wherever we want. Yeah, we can start from the bottom.
Yeah, I'll start from the bottom. From Big Bro, Ariel. Hebrews 12, verse 14. Follow peace with all men and holiness, without which no man shall see the Lord. All right, so, ultimately, be at peace with all men. Okay? But the time is coming where there's going to be, once again, non-stop judgment.
That's right. Ephesians 4:31. Let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and evil speaking be put away from you with all malice. A lot of people don't even understand what evil speaking is. They think you drop an F-bomb or say B-I-T-C-H or something like that, or H-O-E,
Right.
or you say ass or something like that, that means that's evil speaking.
No.
And the evil speaking of scriptures is talking about is promoting things that's wicked.
Yeah.
Promoting sin.
False prophet.
A false prophet.
Yeah.
Right? That's what the evil speaking is.
Yeah.
Most I don't want you to do that. They don't want you to be out speaking evil, or also which is known as your conduct, your conversation, which is your conduct. You don't want you to have a life that's contrary to what the scriptures say how you're supposed to live. So that is what that's speaking of, according to the word of God. Isaiah 5:20, unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. So that's clearly what's going on to here today on the earth.
Yep.
Right.
Deuteronomy 4 and verse 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Yahweh by power commanded me, and you should do so in the land where you go to possess it. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. All right, these laws, statutes, commandments, the covenants, the pact agreement was only made with the nation of Israel. All right, Abraham was called the friend of the Most High. Okay, from Abraham to Isaac, from Isaac to Jacob to the 12 tribes. Verse 7, for what nation is there so great who have Adonai Yahweh so nigh unto them, as Yahweh our power, as in all things that we call him for? And what nation is there so great that have statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law which I set before you this day? And right, and that's a question in no other nation. All right, no nation had this wisdom and knowledge and understanding. So once again, as you said a little bit earlier, if those people was actually the real people of the Most High, then there'll be no war. And also, you'd be growing up and learning from these people, which is not happening. Okay, I think a couple years ago, over in the land of Israel, they had the biggest gay parade. All right, so it shows you that it's not but what non-stop wickedness.
Let me add to that real quick. You got more on there?
No, that's it.
Let me add to that. Second Ezra 3, in verse 34, it says, "Weigh thou therefore our wickedness," speaking about all the evil that the children of Israel have done. That's the hour in context. "Weigh thou therefore our wickedness now in the balance, and theirs also that dwell in the world. And so shall thy name nowhere be found but in Israel." So God is only dealing with the Israelites. You can't change that. You can't augment that. You can't, exegete. You can't go and omit the words of truth. You can't do what's known as private interpretation on the scriptures. You can't do it. Right. Verse 35, "Or when was it that they which dwell upon the earth have not sinned in thy sight?" Question being asked. "Or what people have so kept thy commandments? Thou shalt find that Israel by name have kept thy precepts, but not the heathen." Give me Isaiah 63 and 17. So the Lord is only dealing with the Israelites. He was dealing with the guy that was speaking about that earlier. In that, God loves all, Jesus loves all. He don't deal with the Israelites. That's just the way that it works. And we never said you was white, Mike Bob. We never said you was white. Yeah, like what?
I was gonna say that John 3:16 have been cut so many times. It's not even funny.
Yeah. Yep.
Isaiah 63 and verse 19.
We'll start 17.
17, God. And it reads, Isaiah 63 and verse 17.
Yep.
"Oh Yahweh, why hast thou made us to err from thy ways?"
Yeah. So a person, they might say, well, we're all equal. We're all fair. No, we're not. We're not all the same. It says God calls his people to err, meaning them going straight and being sin and being evil. He calls them to go straight because they're wicked. So he allowed the nations to overtake our people in Luke 4 and 6. What?
"Made us to err from thy ways and harden our heart from thy fear.
What?
Return for thy servant's sake the tribes of thine inheritance."
So the return of the Israelites is what it's all about, the elect of Israel.
Absolutely.
Right? The return, the ones that won't return will, the scriptures say, return for thy servant's sake the tribes of thine inheritance. The elect of the tribes is who God is worried about. Yahweh and his son Yahweh. What?
"The people of thy holiness have possessed it but a little while."
Yeah, our people haven't been ruling on the earth. It was like a millisecond.
Yeah.
Right? In the spectrum of time. Go ahead.
Our adversaries,
Which is our enemies.
yep, have trodden down thy sanctuary.
Yep.
We are thine, thou never spare rule over them.
Mm-hmm.
They were not called by thy name.
So other nations ain't been called by Yahshua Allah. So the Most High don't have. Give me Isaiah the 40th chapter. Double down on that. We'll start about 15.
Gotcha.
But the Most High gonna make it clear. The other nations were not called by thy name. Meaning, the Most High, he don't even. My man John Cena, he used to do that. You can't see me.
Yeah.
The Most High can't see you. Meaning you to the Most High are insignificant. You're insignificant. He can't see you. You see what I'm saying? So they weren't called by his name. The Most High worried about who was called by his name. Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 40 and verse 15.
Yep.
"Behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket,
Yep.
and are counted as the small dust of the balance.
Yep.
Behold, he taketh up the isles as a very little thing.
Yep. Go ahead.
And Lebanon is not sufficient to burn, nor the beast thereof sufficient for a burnt offering.
Here we go.
All nations before him are as nothing,
All the nations to the Most High God ain't nothing. Go ahead.
and they are counted to him less than nothing,
And they're less than nothing. Go ahead. Now find out what less than nothing is. Go ahead.
and vanity.
And vanity. They're in vain. They're worthless. They're meaningless. So that's how God felt about the nations. So that was pretty clear, right? They're less than nothing and vanity. So their purpose is to serve the children of Israel. So the Most High worried about who's supposed to be his servants. They're insignificant to him. They don't mean nothing. Let's double down. Give me Amos 3 from verse 1 and 2. Let's double down on that. Show you that the nations don't mean nothing to the Most High. It's all about Israel right now. It's all about the elect. 2/3 of our people, the Most High ain't concerned with you because you're rejects and you're reprobates and you are a degenerate. You're a degenerate root, the scripture says. What?
All right, Amos 3 and verse 2. Go. "You only have I known of all the families of the earth."
God said he only know the Israelites out of all the families of the earth. Go ahead.
Therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities.
Yeah, for all your evil. What?
Can two walk together?
Okay, good. That was good. Now, you read verse 1?
Oh, so like, yep.
Yeah, read 1. Read 1 again.
Yeah, Amos 3 and verse 1.
Yep.
Hear this, that the Yahweh has spoken against you, O children of Israel.
That puts it in context. He's talking to the children of Israel in the Bible, not anybody. Children of Israel. What?
Against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying,
He's reminding you that this is who he was dealing with going back then, because this is who he's going to bring out a new Egypt again now. What?
you only have I known of all the families of the earth.
I only know you. That's why the other nations are less than nothing. What?
Therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities.
Therefore I'm going to punish you for all the evil doing. So that shows you. Give me Joel 2 and 27. The Most High say he only know the Israelites. So what should that tell you upon learning that you are Israelite? When you open back up this book and you start studying and learning who you are, start listening to the words of the prophets, right? Message, that should tell you something. That should make things clear to you. Oh, well, hold on. Well, God only. Well, who am I? Right? Well, that's the wicked. Then who am I?
Yeah.
You got it out.
Joel 2 and verse 27.
Yep.
And you shall know that I am in the midst of Israel.
Midst means in the spirit, the inward parts, the mind, the la'ab in the Hebrew. God is dealing with the Israelites. His spirit is with the elect today. Go ahead.
And that I am the Yahweh your power,
I'm Yahweh your God.
and none else.
And he ain't nobody else's God. So we read that the other nations not called by his name because he ain't nobody else's God. Right? You can't make God belong to you, you know, like he got a covenant with you or something.
Right.
Go ahead. It don't work like that.
And my people shall never be ashamed.
Yeah, we ain't gonna never be ashamed because we're gonna rule forever. So there it goes. It's all clear. It's very clear.
Yeah, real quick, you know, when you go into it in Revelation 11 and verse 1 and verse 2, it said, well, you know, measure the temple, first and foremost, speaking about who? The elect. All right, and then we skip down to verse 2, it says, don't measure, you know, ultimately the other nations.
Yep.
All right? Because most are not dealing with them. He doesn't count them for anything.
Yep.
Okay?
That was a perfect example. Perfect example. This is brother got this too. You got a couple over here. This is second.
I'm gonna grab it. What you got?
Yep. This is 2 Ezra 6 and 56. As for the other people, the other nations, which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, the same thing we just read in Isaiah, the 40th chapter. Right? They're less than nothing.
Right.
And vanity. And has likened the abundance of them, you put them all together, all the nations, and have likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. So how do you speak against them? The nations ain't nothing to them. You say he only know the Israelites. Right. So the abundance of them are as nothing to him. Are as nothing. Are as nothing. Corinthians 2 and 9 says, show us your feet. I don't know what you're talking about. Shalom to the brother Hananya as well. Yahweh Shabbat to the brother Yawanathan and Amawan Recha. All you brothers that are on here. Right? Noble OG, I get you. I saw you a little bit ago. That's right, brother. Is it love? The Messiah's name was changed from Yahweh Shabbat to Jesus, right? Is that love?
Right.
Well, that's hate. That's hate. Yep. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yep. Isaiah 43 and verse 1. But now thus saith the Lord Yahweh that created thee, O Jacob, and that formed thee, O Israel, fear not. It says, for I have redeemed thee, I have called thee by thy name. Thou art mine. The Israelites only belong unto the Most High. Right? The Israelites only belong unto the Most High. The other nations don't. He called thee by thy name, Israel, Yasha Allah. Yet hear now, O Jacob, my servant, and Israel, Yasha Allah, whom I have chosen. So that's pretty clear. That's precept of night. That's pretty clear. Shalom also to our brother Hopeful Elections, to our tribe, the brother Malak Lahab. To you, King. So that's pretty clear. That's pretty clear. That's very fact. Right? The Most High's made it crystal clear. Who is word for? What we're going to get into, we hadn't even got into it.
Nah.
The Spirit just kind of went another way.
Huh?
You see? Which is all good. We had the Edomite that was over here listening.
About 30 minutes.
Yeah. Hey, man. Hey, this is what the scriptures are saying.
He looked shocked, you know, when we said about the Ku Klux Klan is pretty much in the right spirit.
In the right spirit.
You're like, oh,
Yeah.
really? Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, it's all good.
It's all good.
We understand. You gave us a thumbs up. Hey, guys. Hey, no problem. It's all good. Your ass going into slavery.
Absolutely.
Soon. Very soon. Very, 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 very soon. Got anything on this?
Yeah, I got a little bit right here. Yeah, this is the book of Revelation. I'm starting verse 1, Revelation chapter 11, verse 1. And there was given me a reed like unto a rod, and the angel stood saying, Rise and measure the temple of Adonai Yahweh, and the altar and them that worship therein. Speaking about who the true worshipers. And this reed, all right, pretty much going to what, you know, the Bible, all right, measuring up to the standard, that's measured to the standard of the scriptures.
Yep.
It said, but the court which is without the temple lead out, just laying back on the fact of saying that Most High is only the power of you know, the nation of Israel, starting off with the elect, Joel 2:27. But the court which is without the temple lead out and measure it not. Don't even count it. All right. As that was saying, you know, had that, you know, be like John Cena, I can't even see you type shit.
I can't see.
You know,
You don't even exist no more.
don't exist. Measure it not, for it is given unto the Gentiles. These are the actual other nations. And the holy city shall they tread under foot 42 months. And they go to 42 months, you break it down, you mean what, 350 years. 350 years, you know, we was without knowing who we were. We was fulfilling the prophecy of Ezekiel 37 as far as the dry bones.
Yep.
Okay? That's pretty much the point.
Yep. So basically,
Yeah.
what's going on, brother? Give me Acts 13 and start at 23. I'm gonna get one right here. So it's pretty clear. Acts 1 and verse 6. When they therefore were come together, they asked of him, saying, Adawan,
Right.
or Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel? Well, why didn't it say nobody else? So the kingdom of heaven is coming to Israel. It says, and the question was being asked, are you going to restore? This is Yahweh shot before he ascended up into heaven. They asked, are you going to restore the kingdom again to Israel? Well, why does it, this is the New Testament.
Right.
Why does it not say restore the kingdom to all the righteous people on the earth, all the good people, all the people of the earth, because the only ones that could be saved or deemed just or justified by the Most High will have to be the elect of the nation of Israel. You have to be of the seed of Jacob. Has nothing to do with your color of your skin. You have to be of the seed of Jacob, and you have to be an Israelite, and you will have to return to the commandments. We're going to show you. But that's indeed so. That's what the elect will be doing. Now I want to get this too in Revelation, because it said, we'll start 13, start about 23. It's going to make it be known that what we read here, are you going to restore the kingdom again to Israel? Now let's see why it says to Israel. We're going to stay in the New Testament, right? Well, you New Testament Bible thumpers. Right. Let's stay there. Revelation 21, why did it say, are you going to restore the kingdom again to Israel? Why didn't it say to all people, or whosoever believe, right? They botched that too. Revelation 21, it says a new heaven and a new earth. So this would be post-destruction. This is what the scriptures say. John, the Apostle John said, this is what will be going on. This is what happened right here. This is Revelation 21 and verse 1, just to put it in context. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, the Rashalam, coming down from God out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. Speaking about the return of the elect. Now, let's go down to the point. Talking about the new heaven and the new earth. Righteousness being established on the earth. We just read, are you going to restore the kingdom to Israel? So the kingdom is going to be here on earth according to the Bible. And let's show that. And let's see who's going to be in the kingdom and how it's only for the Israelites. Revelation 21 and 12. A oldie but a goodie. And it had a great wall, and it had a wall great and high. So the walls of the kingdom are going to be great and high. And it had 12 gates, and there's 12 gates on the kingdom. And at the gates, 12 angels, and there's angels standing guard at the gates. And the names written thereon, which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. So why ain't nobody else name on there? And why was it said to Yahweh before you're sitting up into the heavens, when are you going to restore the kingdom again to Israel? That's a question that we have for all you Bible thumpers, for all you people that go by Christian or whatever else the case is. Why don't it say everybody? Because clearly, salvation is only for the Most High's elect, starting with his elect. Now the rest of the nation, hey, I don't want to rock the side, we're the elect, we're going to see them on the other side. We're going to see them on the other side. But on this side, the majority of you Israelites are not going to come in. Right? You counted amongst those, the brother read in Revelation 11, that are not going to be counted.
Yeah.
You're not going to be measured, meaning counting amongst the number of being the righteous, the elect. You're not counted as the elect. 2/3 is not counted as the elect. Yeah. 2/3 can't weasel their way in there either like the heathen. So you either are of the elect and you was born from the womb to the tomb, from the beginning of time to be there, or you're not. That's just how it works. That's how the Most High works, right? And knowing that, hey, you can't be mad at that. That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got it, okay.
This is Acts 13 and verse 23.
Yep.
Of this man's seed have out of one Yahweh, according to his promise, raised unto Israel a savior.
Israel,
Yahweh
a savior. Unto Israel, there's a savior whose name is Yahweh Shah.
Yep.
Right? Go ahead. It said to Israel, right?
To Israel.
Okay, well then that shows why it says that on the gates are the names of the 12 tribes of Israel. It said. Why don't you? When are you gonna restore again the kingdom to the children of Israel? It's all making a lot of sense when you just read. And we know, like Kanye said, you know niggas don't read.
No.
You know niggas don't read. That's what makes you a nigga. Which is what? Which is an ignorant. Yep. Being on demon times. Really, ultimately being not a follower of the Most High. That's what makes you that. Being black. Yep. See, that's the spirit.
Yep.
Being black.
Yep.
Void of light. Right? You got it, Haka.
Yeah. Raised unto Israel a savior, Yahweh Shai. When John had first preached before his coming, the baptism of repentance to all the people of Israel.
Hold on. So John, people are like, well, John the Baptist was baptizing all these people.
Yeah.
But like, who was he baptizing them? Read it again. So there's another thing that gets mixed up.
Overlooked.
Yeah, overlooked.
Yeah.
Kind of like, well, John, John was going and he was baptizing. All people know he wasn't. Read it again.
Acts 13:24. When John had first preached it before his coming, the baptism of repentance to all the people of Israel.
So he was only preaching to the children of Israel, not all people. There goes another cut. Go ahead.
And that John fulfilled his course, he said, whom think you that I am?
Yep.
I am not he, but behold, there cometh one after me, whose shoes of his feet I am not worthy to loose.
What?
Men and brethren, children of the stock of Abraham.
That's the righteous line, the stock of Abraham, the righteous stock. What?
And whosoever among you fear Adonai Yahweh, to you is the word of the salvation sent.
Point blank, period, case closed. So the word is only sent to those of the righteous line.
Yep.
That stock, that lineage of Abraham down to Isaac and Jacob. And we know that because we ain't got to get it. Romans, the 9th chapter proves that.
Yep.
So it's not really a conversation that we're having. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's that simple. It's not a conversation you can have about anything else. About God loving everybody. All this stuff that we've seen and heard tonight. None of that don't matter.
Emotional as hell.
Yeah. Just emotional.
Yeah.
Isaiah 11:1, the brother posted this. And there shall come forth a rod out of the stem of Jesse, and a branch shall grow out of his roots. Verse 2. And the spirit of the Lord Yahweh shall rest upon him, the spirit of wisdom and understanding, the spirit of counsel and might, the spirit of knowledge and of the fear of the Lord Yahweh. And he shall make him of quick understanding in the fear of the Lord Yahweh, and he shall not judge after the sight of his eyes, neither reprove after the hearing of his ears, speaking of Yahweh. Verse 4. But with righteousness shall he judge the poor, and reprove with equity, which means balance, for the meek of the earth, and he shall smite the earth with the rod of his mouth, and with the breath of his lips shall he slay the wicked. Oh man, that might be a little segue right in there when we get out of here. Might get a little bit. Beautiful precept, new precept of the night.
Yep.
Beautiful. So that's how Yahweh Shah gonna come back. He gonna smite. He gonna smite. It says, and he shall smite the earth with the rod of his mouth, and with the breath of his lips shall he slay the wicked. Give me, you got something?
Oh, no, go ahead.
Give me, just talking about the return of Yahweh Shah. Psalm 110 covers that, but we don't even want Psalm 110. Let's go here. 2 Ezra 13 and verse.
I had it on that, yeah.
Yep. Let's start there at verse. Let's start at 30. Let's see what 30 says. It's the return of Yahweh Shah.
Yep, 2 Ezra chapter 13 verse 30. And he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth.
Yahweh Shah is coming to the astonishment of the people that's dwelling on earth. That's why it says, we read earlier, coming as a thief in the night.
Yep.
He's coming to the astonishment of the people on earth. They're going to be astonished at his coming. Because they don't believe it's going to happen. They don't have faith. They're not putting forth no righteous works or trying to do anything that is about kingdom building or about promoting the Most High's truth and being upright. They don't care. They only care about themselves. This world has taught you, Esau has taught you how to be selfish.
Yeah.
How to make everything about you, how to be a narcissist. That's what he's giving you, right? Get it on now, YOLO culture, and that's what it is. Me. Go ahead.
Yep. And one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, one realm against another.
So you got one realm against another. So now you got the spiritual realm that's going to be fighting against the earthly realm. The spiritual realm being the Elohim, the angels with Yahushua, the chief of all the angels, right? He's the highest of all. So one realm, read that part one more time, is going to be fighting against another.
God, 2 Ezra 13, start from top. And one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another.
So when you see all these uprisings going on,
right,
as we get closer to this, we read about how there's going to be, they're going to say peace and safety. It was there earlier. Well, it's going to be some series of events that's coming that's going to be where they're going to have to come together and say, hey, we got to calm this thing down. Hopefully it's this whole thing with Iran or Iran, depending on how you want to pronounce it, and the wannabes, right? The 1948. Hopefully that event, hopefully them going back and forth to be the cause of it. Peace and safety. Exactly. Some kind of summit deal, peace agreement. We know something's going to happen. But part of what's going to happen too, what we just read, you're going to have people in different towns and cities and nations going to be fighting against each other. It says the same thing in Matthew 24th chapter when you read it from the top on down. But that's going to happen. Go ahead.
One people against another and one realm against another.
One realm is coming to fight against another. Let's show it. We'll come back there. Give me Revelation 12 and 7. One realm is about to fight against another. This ain't merely, the Bible says now in Ephesians 6, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and spiritual wickedness in high places, right? The rulers of darkness of this world. So this ain't just, this ain't really turned into a physical fight yet. It's spiritual, and it's going to turn into, it's going to become carnal. It's spiritual now. Right. This fight's been going on spiritually now, right? This war against the tribes, and it's about to intensify and become more and more carnal. It's been spiritual, so our people are in hypnosis. They don't think that they think they're equal. Or like that Edomite that came on and said he was an Edomite, said, well, we're all just people or whatever. You know, no one's oppressing nobody. No one is doing any of that. But you're free, man. You know, like, what are you talking about? Right? So it's right now, it's psychological. Right. It's more spiritual in nature. The spiritually dead against those that have awakened to truth, which will be the elect, the believers. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is
so once again, one realm against another. We're about to witness one realm against another. The spiritual realm against Esau ruling on the earthly realm. You got it, okay.
Revelation 12, verse 7.
Yep.
And it reads, and there was war in heaven.
Yep.
Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. And the dragon fought and his angels. And prevailed not.
And they prevailed not. Read that again.
Yep. Revelation 12, verse 7. And there was war in heaven. So
there's going to be a war in the heavens.
The Space Force, man.
Right? That's right. That's why they created the Space Force. Yep. That's the newest branch of, America's fighting force on the earth. Right? Like how you got the Marines, the Army, the Navy, the Coast Guard. You got the Space Force too. There you go.
Michael and his angels fought.
Michael and his angels. So the war, the realm against a realm is you got Michael, Mayaka Allah, the Archangel War, who's coming on behalf of the children of Israel. And the angels in heaven, when Yahushua come, are going to fight against, it says who?
Fight against the dragon.
Against the dragon. Going back to Revelation 20th chapter, going back to Esau. They're going to come in and fight against the dragon. Go ahead.
And the dragon fought and his angels.
And the dragon fought and his angels. The revived Roman Empire, America. And those that are going to be actual affiliates, right? Go ahead.
And prevailed not.
And they're not going to prevail. They're going to lose. They're going to lose. Beautiful. Now let's go back to verse 31. Yep.
God, 2 Ezra, chapter 13 and verse 30.
Somebody just said, oh my God, the missiles are hitting now and all around Israel. Really? We hear it from Syria. Iran give them the missiles that they were promised 28 million years through. Brainwash. Yeah, you are brainwashed. You actually talking about yourself. Yeah. You cut yourself. You know what I mean? So Lord, you know what you're talking about. You out of there. Go ahead. You out of there, Lord. Yeah, you's a bug out. You got it, bro.
It's all fun and games now, huh?
Yeah. And it's all good.
Yep. 2 Ezra 13 verse 32. And the time shall be when these things shall come to pass, and the signs shall happen when I showed thee before.
See, the signs. The signs is how we know we're getting close. That's how we know we're getting close. Because the signs, the tokens, the Most High is making these things manifest more and more. So all the signs are showing, oh man, we get closer. We get closer to that point of hitting the tunnel that Jacob struggled. Because all the signs say it. Not because we're making it up, but we just want it to happen.
Right.
Go ahead. We're not hastening above the Most Highest. We know it's going to happen when the Most High wanted it to happen. Well, the signs is how we would know it's going on. Read that part one more time.
Yep. 2 Ezra 13 verse 32. And the time shall be when these things shall come to pass, and the signs shall happen,
Yep.
which I showed thee before.
Yep.
And then shall my son be declared.
See, the signs shall come to pass I showed you before. Meaning you would go back in the Bible, it was written before time, but things that were written before time were written for our learning. Right? When you read Romans 15:4. So you would read it, what was written, what was already wrote by the prophets to know, oh, that's how we know what time we're in. 2 Ezra is the 9th chapter. Tells you that.
Time diligently.
Yep. Measure the time diligently. Do that through what? The prophecies. Yep. So that's how you would know what's going on. That's how you would know what's going on in the last days. It's by diligently and sincerely interpreting prophecy, by reading, studying, and through faith and understanding through the Holy Spirit, being able to apply this. To go through and it to be plain and clear. You have to go to the prophets to get that. You got to have that.
Shortly before, and then shall my son be declared, whom thou sawest as a man ascending.
Yeah, that's what we read in, hold that real quick, let's come right back. Read Revelation 1 and 7. That thou sawest as a man ascending. So Yahweh Shai, when he left in Acts 1 we read 1 and 6, you keep reading on down, he ascended back into heaven. So before he ascended, he said, when are you going to restore the kingdom of Israel? Then shortly after that, Yahweh Shai flew into the air. So that was him ascending. Let's read about his return.
Revelation 1 and verse 7. Behold, he cometh with clouds.
He come with the chariots, those are the clouds of heaven. Go ahead.
And every eye shall see him.
Everybody gonna see Yahweh Shai.
And they also which pierced him.
Yep.
And all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. He was so armed.
There you go, brother. You go back, beautiful. So everybody gonna see Yahweh Shai. Even those that pierced him, he come to get vengeance on all of his enemies. All the workers of iniquity. Go ahead.
Yep. And when all the people hear his voice, every man shall in their own land leave the battle they have one against another.
Yep. So all the nations, when they see Yahweh Shai come and he starts zapping them, that's the voice that they're going to hear. When he starts zapping them, he ain't going to literally be talking, you know, like cursing out the nations.
Yeah.
He's going to be the Yahweh Shai. It says he ain't going to leave, he ain't going to even lift, how y'all sisters doing? He ain't going to lift no instrument of war. But it's talking about the violence that's going to come out of his mouth. It's talking about the concentrated fire from the chariots. Them chariots are actually weaponized. The Most High is not having them be used right now, but they actually have weapons on them, right?
Yep.
So that's when he gonna talk. That's gonna be the voice. Go ahead.
And an innumerable multitude shall be gathered together, as thou sawest them willing to come and to overcome him by fighting.
Yep.
But he shall stand upon the top of the Mount Zion.
Yep. Gonna stand upon the top of Mount Zion.
And Zion shall come and shall be showed to all men, be prepared and build it like as thou sawest the hill graven without hands.
Yep. Boy, that's that mountain also known, which is the chariot. It was from the top of the chapter. We talked about that in Ezra. It's like Ezra 13. Ezra said it's like a flying mountain. You didn't know where it was at in the world. Yeah. What?
10 verse 37. This my son shall rebuke the wicked.
Yahweh Shai, the son of the Most High, is coming to do what?
Rebuke the wicked.
We talked about the wicked before. The board of wicked is Esau, Edom, first and foremost, the chief enemy of the Most High. He coming to rebuke his ass. Go ahead.
Rebuke the wicked inventions of those nations, which for their wicked life are fallen into the tempest.
And Esau is the head of those that have the wicked inventions of the nations.
Right.
You know? And they're going to fall into the tempest.
And fallen into the tempest.
Yep. That's the destruction.
Yep. Verse 38, and they shall lay before them their evil thoughts, and the torments wherewith they shall begin to be tormented, which are like unto a flame, and he shall destroy them without labor by the law which is like unto fire.
He's going to destroy them without labor. They need to lift it up instrument or sword or nothing. No instrument of war. He's going to do that without labor. Meaning he ain't going to have to even work to do this.
Yep.
He ain't going to even work to do this.
Light work, man.
Real light work. Let me double down on that. Revelation 19 before we get out of here. And 11. And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse, that pure power. Yahweh Shai is on that white horse, that pure power. And he that sat upon him was called faithful and true. And in righteousness he doth judge and make war. So Yahweh Shai coming to judge and make war on earth. That's what he's coming to do. He ain't coming to make no friends. Ain't no friends to be made. His friends are only the elect. And he gonna beam them up out of here before it get hectic here, meaning the missiles come. Now the elect are gonna be here throughout Jacob's trouble, but they're gonna be protected by the angels. Psalm 34:7 proves that. See?
Right.
It says, and in righteousness he doth judge and make war. So this is righteous in the sight of the Most High. 2 Thessalonians 1:6. It is a righteous thing with the Most High God to recompense tribulation of those that trouble you. So in righteousness, Yahweh Shai is coming to judge the war and make earth. Verse 12, his eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns, meaning he conquered the nations. That's what Psalm 110, 110th chapter is all about. And he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. And he, which he has a title, right? He has a title, which ancient warriors had that. They had titles with their insignia, signifying who they were and their rank and things of that nature. Verse 13, and he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of the Most High, right? He was the Word being made flesh. What's going on, my man? Okay. He was known as the Word. Let's show that. It's the Word of the Most High. Right. I've heard
I got you.
People trying to interpret this in John 1, I think it's 1 and 7.
John 1 and 7, yeah.
Yeah. They're trying to interpret this. If you go on certain commentary, they'll say it. Well, when the Lord speak, the violence and all that, is the word coming out of his mouth, that's the sharp sword. No, that's not what that is.
Yeah, this is John 1, I'll start with verse 1. Mm-hmm. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with Adonai Yahweh, and the Word was Mosai. Mm-hmm. The same was in the beginning with God, and all things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. All right, we go to the book of Colossians 1, in verse 16. It explains that Yahweh Shai was, created everything. All right,
I'll just get it.
Yeah.
Let me read that one more time.
Verse 2, John 1 and verse 3. All things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. In him was life, and life was the light of men.
Right. All right. Real quick, Colossians 1 and 16. For by him were all things created that are in heaven and that are in the earth, visible and invisible, whether they be thrones or dominions or principalities or powers. All things were created by him and for him. And how do we know that's talking about Yahweh Shai? Let's show here in the 13th verse. Yep. It says, who have delivered, Colossians 1 and 13, who have delivered us from the power of darkness and have translated us into the kingdom of his dear son. So in context, right, it's speaking about the kingdom of his dear son that the Most High is given to Yahweh Shai, which is going to be rulership eternally. In whom we have redemption through his blood, that was through the blood of Yahweh Shai. Isaiah the 53rd chapter, right? Even the forgiveness of sins, that was through Yahweh Shai. Verse 15, who is the image, he that is speaking about Yahweh Shai, who is the image of the invisible God, because he looked like his father, right? The firstborn of every creature, speaking of Yahweh Shai. Now verse 16. For by him were all things created that are in heaven and that are in earth, visible and invisible, whether they be thrones or dominions or principalities or powers. All things were created by him and for him, and he is before all things, and by him all things consist. That's right. Right. And that made it pretty clear.
That made it very clear, yeah.
Very clear.
Wow. You want anything else?
Yeah, we want to get verse 7. We want to get verse 7 because then what I'm going to do is go right back here.
Gotcha.
Before we get out of here.
John 1 and, which reading on down, in verse 7, and it reads, then the same came for a witness to bear witness of the light, that all men through him might believe. That verse 1.
Oh, whichever the one that says, but 14, no, right there. Maybe it's 14.
Okay, it's 14. Yep. There you go. John 1 and verse 14, and the word was made flesh.
And the word was made flesh, speaking about Yahweh Shai. That's the word that we'll keep reading here, back in Revelation 19 to show that. Go ahead.
God. John 1 and 14, and the word was made flesh, and dwelt among us, and we beheld his glory, the glory as of the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth.
Mm-hmm. Full of grace and truth. It's talking about the coming of Yahweh Shai. Now, let's tie that back to when we read. Revelation 19 and 14, and the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses. They are also on the chariots, which have that pure power, the white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean, and out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword. So the word out of the mouth of him goeth a sharp sword. Yahweh Shai ain't gonna literally be speaking, and then a sword will come out of his mouth. No, it's not talking about that. That violence, we'll go back to 2 Corinthians 13, but we'll go back to wherever he was at. We'll read all the way down to 39 before we get to like 40. Out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it should smite the nations. That's that fire for the chariots. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron. And he shall tread, and it says, and he treadeth the winepress of the fierceness of the wrath of the power almighty, Allah Shadi. That terrible demon-like power. That's speaking of the Most High. Right? And he hath on his vesture and on his thigh a name written, King of Kings and Lords of Lords. And I saw an angel in the sun, and he cried with a loud voice, saying to the fowl, all the fowls that fly in the midst of the heavens, come and gather yourselves together unto the supper of the great powers, the actual fowls of the heaven, the birds, the prey of the heaven. They're gonna come down and eat all those dead bodies, because that's what they did to our people. When you go back to when they ransacked Jerusalem, they didn't put our people's dead bodies in graves. They didn't suffer to put their bodies in graves. So the Most High gonna have Esau, the nation's bodies, be eaten by the fowls of heaven. They're gonna have a great supper. It said, come to the great supper. You got it, okay, we on the side.
Yeah, this is 2 Hedges chapter 13 in verse, verse 34. And an innumerable multitude shall be gathered together as thou sawest them, willing to come and to overcome him by fighting. But he shall stand upon the top of the Mount Zion, and shall come and shall be shown to all men, being prepared and build it like as thou sawest the hill, graven without hands. And we just grab verse 1 and verse 7. And this my son shall rebuke the wicked inventions of those nations, which for their wicked life are fallen into the tempest. And they shall lay before them their evil thoughts, and the torments therewith they shall begin to be tormented, which are like unto a flame. And he shall destroy them without labor by the law, which is like unto me. And whereas thou sawest that he gathered another peaceful multitude unto him. What verse 4 as well?
No, that was good. All right. He gathered unto him, it says a peace, read that part again, not a peaceful multitude.
Yep, 2 Hedges 13 and verse 39.
Yep.
And whereas thou sawest that he gathered another peaceable multitude unto him.
That's right, that will be elect. Right? He gathered together. So when he decimated his enemies, he's going to gather together that peaceful multitude unto him. That will be the elect. That's what Revelation 21, when we was reading earlier, is talking about. Right? So the elect are going to be gathered unto him. Going to be beamed up on the chariots. Right? That's going to be the beginning of that being gathered. And they're going to eventually come back down, which is Revelation 21. It's what I call the Revelation 21 effect. That's what's coming. So the judgment is coming to Esau, is coming to the wicked. The scriptures had us end up going into that, you know? Yeah. And it's all through the spirit, because that's what's coming to the wicked. So what's going on in the Middle East, all that's just leading up to what the Most High said would eventually happen anyway. So we're watching prophecy for what the Most High said was going to happen, because we know that the time we're in, prophecy is moving quicker and quicker and quicker and quicker. When you read in Matthew 24 and I think it's verse 24, if I'm not mistaken. It talks about that, 22 or 24. It talks about, you know, the elect wouldn't be saved if it wasn't for the Most High didn't bring the prophecy.
Yeah, this is Matthew chapter 24, and it should be 31.
No.
No, 20.
It should be 24, it should be 22. Right?
22, that's up. Yep. Romans chapter 24 and verse 22.
Yep.
And it says, and except those days shall be shortened. Start verse 21. It says, for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, nor ever shall be. And except those days shall be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake those days should be shortened.
Well, that was 24 for me too.
And verse 23, then if any man shall say unto you, lo, here is a Mashiach, or there believe it not, for there shall arise false Mashiachs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect.
But we know it's not possible to deceive the very elect. Start with 144,000. That's not the very elect, the head of the house of Israel, who are actually speaking this word and giving the clarity of it and understanding to the believers that can receive it, the 1/3. So start with the very elect, the head of the house of Israel, which is known as fine gold in the Bible. The very elect can't be deceived.
Absolutely.
So it's not possible. So, because that's not possible, then there's no way that the elect can lose. There's no way that the elect won't receive the promises. That's what the scriptures let us know. So my sheep hear my voice and they follow, they hearken. John the 10th chapter. So that and all those precepts that support that show that the elect are receiving this. And if you sign, seal, you're gonna be delivered. That's even one of the sign, seal, deliver, I'm yours. But we belong to Yahweh Shah. With that, I want to give all praises and honor and glory to the God of heaven and earth. Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Makak Wadash. All praises be to the Most High God, Yahweh, and the Son whose name is Yahweh Shai. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Call Lord Yahweh. Call Lord Yahweh Shai. All praises to Yahweh Shai. Honors be to the elect elders of the nation of Israel who are laboring in truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth. Barakim La Habayaf Madabada. Blessings to the house of David, which are your brothers laboring in truth and sincerity, as well on the four corners of the earth, and to the Akim Wa Akwaf, the brothers and sisters that also listen and believe on the glorious gospel being preached day in and day out. Unto you we say Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom and Barakatham. And to Wa La Yala Akim Wa Akwaf. Shalom.
Right. Shalom. Hey, shalom to the big bro Ariel. Shalom to the brother Kabashana. Shalom to all you brothers that hopped on. The water to the brother Kabashana for the precepts, the water. And shalom to all you beloved Akim. Shalom, Brakatham, and Abba Ball. Shalom.